So we got some wild updates from Isaiah Likely on the two-time NFL MVP quarterback Lamar Jackson, as well as some Baltimore Ravens wide receivers putting in some work to come in and have a really potent pass-catching group in 2024. We got an alarming statistic on the Ravens schedule this upcoming year and much more Baltimore Ravens news. So welcome in to another episode of Ravens Reports. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock, as always, bringing you guys our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Baltimore Ravens today. First, I got to tell you, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there watching, man. And for everyone else, make sure you give your mom a call, tell her you love her, and happy Mother's Day. Let's go ahead and dive right into the video. At number 1, Isaiah Likely talks on the Kay Adams show, the Up and Adams show, about Lamar Jackson, about being significantly lighter, coming in around 205 pounds this year. And Lamar Jackson told Isaiah Likely that he's back running how he was. And Isaiah Likely tells Kay Adams, man, you just wait. If you thought he was fast before, here's the audio clip.
So I guess he said he was like 230, 235 my rookie year. And then now he's slim. So like the first time I seen L, he came back and we was throwing. And like I'm walking, I'm looking up, and I'm like, who is that?
What?
And then and he run over to me. I'm like, man, ain't no way. What you ain't been eating, L? And he's like, man, like I'm good now. He's like, I'm back running how I am. I'm just gonna say now, if y'all thought L was fast before, L couldn't get caught before.
I'm leaving. I can't. He's trying to hold on. And you're telling me right now that he's a 205 fast. His strength and conditioning coach, Scott Elliott, said he's never been more excited in April for Lamar Jackson. Are you telling me that there's yet another level to this cat that we have not seen, this MVP?
I don't know if unanimous is going to be the word this year. That's all I'm going to say.
So Lamar Jackson went from 230 pounds in 2022 to 215 in 2023. Now this year, he's sitting at 205 pounds. Remember, the Baltimore Ravens strength and conditioning coach said he's never been more excited for a Lamar Jackson physical conditioning state as Lamar coming in this year. That's telling you a lot right there. I can't wait to see, Lamar Jackson ripping off some long runs, especially with some of this fun stuff we're about to see with the read option, the RPOs with Derrick Henry in the backfield. Don't forget about Keaton Mitchell and the rookie we just brought in, Rasheen Ali and Justice Hill. I'm really excited for this Ravens run game as well as the passing game. And at number 2, let's talk about this passing game because several wide receivers, man, are putting in work. Zay Flowers and Nelson Aguilar from Florida. They're putting in some work together here in the offseason. Nelson Aguilar is the main veteran in the room. The Ravens signed him to a deal to bring him back and have that veteran presence. Nelson made some big-time plays for the Ravens last year, especially working out of the slot, some of those slot fade routes. He had a nice connection with Lamar Jackson starting in training camp, and that translated to the regular season. Nelson Aguilar was a reliable red zone target for Lamar Jackson and is going to be that veteran presence. And then you also got Rashad Bateman putting in some work by himself as well, continuing to see some of these clips come out. We know he got the 2-year contract extension going to 2026, and I think he's going to come in and have a really big year. I think he's hungry, and we're going to see the best version of Rashad Bateman that we've seen of him so far in a Ravens uniform. And then, of course, Zay Flowers. You already know how I feel about Zay. He's a number 1 type of wide receiver. He's going to demand that target share. He's going to make a ton of big-time plays for Lamar. We know Todd Monken's going to feature him in the offense. He's going to continue to get open as he did last year, and especially the second year going into the offense, the second year building that chemistry with Lamar, it's going to be big time. And then Tez Walker, the rookie, the deep threat. Now, this receiver group, you don't see the big-time star name, right? You're not seeing the Stephon Diggs, the Jamar Chase, right? But I'm just telling you right now, I think this group is going to be really potent, really effective with Zay. And I think Zay Flowers is going to turn into one of those household names where he's a top 10, 15 type of receiver in this league because I think he's that talented. I think Zay Flowers is going to be that guy this year that really turns into a star, legitimate wide receiver 1 for Lamar. And I think Rashad and Tez Walker and Nelson Aguilar are going to complement, very well in this offense. And then don't forget, it's very easy to forget about the All-Pro Mark Andrews after last year whenever he was hurt, towards the end stretch of the season. Came back into the AFC Championship, but wasn't really, 100% back. He was just trying to get out there. The Ravens have a lot of weapons on their offense. I think the Ravens will continue to have a top 5, top 10 type of offense, and they're going to need it because at number 3, check out the Baltimore Ravens schedule, the strength of schedule here. It's the hardest in the NFL. They have a team-high 10 playoff teams on their schedule this year. So 10 of the opponents were in the playoffs last year. Remember, there's only 14 playoff spots in the entire NFL, and 10 of those 14 teams fell on the Ravens' schedule this upcoming year. That tells you how challenging it's going to be. But the Ravens had a challenging schedule last year, and all they did was kept winning all the way to an AFC championship where they fell short, one game away from being in a Super Bowl championship. So the Ravens, if they want to get where they want to go, if they want to win the division again, man, they're going to have to be battle-tested and beat a lot of really good teams that were in the playoffs this last year. At number 4, there's 2 ball-hawking safeties in the back end that are going to help the Ravens do just that. These guys are going to be roaming the secondary for years to come, both under contract for the next few years. Kyle Hamilton, who had an all-pro season in his second year as a Raven, and then Marcus Williams, who we know what he can do. Marcus Williams' range and ball instincts are incredible. These 2 players land on the top 10 safety rankings list from Pro Football Network. We have Kyle Hamilton at number 2, just behind Antoine Winfield Jr. And based on Kyle Hamilton's performance last year, man, you could really probably flip a coin between these 2 and make an argument for either or. But Kyle Hamilton, I'm sure he's gunning for that number 1 spot. Marcus Williams makes number 10. So the Ravens here are the only team to have 2 players, 2 of their safeties on the top 10 list, which is really incredible. The strength of this secondary this year is phenomenal. It's one of the best secondaries in the league with Marlon Humphrey and Brandon Stevens, both starting corners from last year who are coming back. And then you add another first-round corner who's one of the best cover corners of this year's draft class, and Nate Wiggins. Then you got Arthur Millette, you got Ardarius Washington, TJ Tampa, and others, man. There's a really talented, loaded secondary group that's going to give some opposing offenses some problems when it comes to their passing game. At number 5, when it comes to the Ravens passing game, Eric DeCosta, really is making a comparison between Torrey Smith and Tez Walker. As I've said before, the pure vertical aspect of what Devontae Walker can bring to the offense is going to pair so beautifully with the offensive players we already have, with Mark Andrews, who can work over the middle, and Zay and Bate, who can work over the middle. Tez Walker's going to draw coverage because he can run past guys at 4.3. You can't teach 4.3. This guy's really, really fast with the long strides, with the big frame 6'2", with some long arms as well. So, it just complements what we have already so well. And then with Derrick Henry, teams are going to want to stack the box to stop Derrick Henry from wreaking havoc and taking over games. And then the threat of Lamar Jackson's legs as well, Keaton Mitchell and Justice Hill, the Ravens' run game is going to be potent. Teams are going to want to stack the box, but then you're going to have a guy with 4.3 speed that can run past you with Devontae Walker. And then don't forget about our other receivers. Rashad Bateman running a 4.39, 4.4. Zay Flowers runs a 4.4. Nelly, first-round receiver, runs fast as well. So all these guys, all the receivers on the Ravens roster can run past you and threaten vertically. And it's going to be a beautiful thing to watch whenever the season rolls around in just a couple of months. We're getting closer to training camp. We're going to have some more OTAs and workouts here coming up, and I can't wait for it, man. If you guys enjoyed today's content, man, make sure to leave the video a like. It really helps out the channel. Don't forget to have that subscribe and notification bell on so we can keep you up to date on all of your Baltimore Ravens news and content. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the next video.
Ray, when he wasn't looking, he ran me over.